Devadi Deva Gora Chandra Gorita Samandire Devadi Deva Gora Chandra Gorita Samandire Nityananda Sange Gora Ambika Devi Hare Charu Aruna Gunjahara Rikamale Jedore Virinchi Sevya Pada Padma Lakshmi Sevya Sadare Tapta Hema Anga Kanti Prata Karuna Ambare Radhikanuraga Prema Bhakti Vancha Je Kore Devadi Deva Gora Chandra Gorita Samandire Sachi Sutta Gora Chandra Anandita Antare Pashanda Kanda Nityananda Sange Range Vihare Nityananda Gora Chandra Gorida Samandire Gorida Sakarata Asha Sarva Jiva Urare Devadi Deva Gora Chandra Gorita Samandire Nityananda Sange Gora Ambika Devi Hare Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Jaya Gaur Jaya Nityananda Jaya Gaura Chandra Nityananda Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Gaura Chandra Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol beautiful? And you know the story, right? How like when Gauritai would visit Gauridas Pandit and Ambika Kalna, and then he had deities of them. But then when they would come visit, they would he would like still make plates. He would like make prasad and he would give to the deities and to them personally. And then he was so worried. Then they would like be on the altar. He was so worried he didn't want them to leave. So he would like open and he like thought like the deities were gonna leave with or like they would merge, and like leave. So he wouldn't give darshan very long. He would just like open the altar for a second and close it, open, close it. Yeah. So sweet. Yeah. Radha Krishna. I also want to sing Radha Kunda Tata today. Mm-hmm. Should we do that first, or? Yeah, 218. Do you know this? Have you sang it before? Do you know this? You want to try? Or?
You probably know it better than I do. Okay. Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutera Govardhana Pavata Jamuna Tera Jai Jai Radha Jai Jai Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutera Govardhana Pavata Jamuna Tera Jai Jai Radha Kunda Tata Kusuma Sarovara Manasa Ganga Kusuma Sarovara Kalendanandane Vipulataranga Jai Jai Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutera Govardhana Pavata Jamuna Tera Jai Jai Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutera Vam Shiva Gokula Thera Samira Lavanataru Latikavanera Taru Akhakameka Kula Malaya Patasha Sorry. Kakameka Kula Malaya Patasha Mayura Pramara Murali Vilasa Mayura Pramara Murali Vilasa Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutira Govardhana Parvata Yamuna Tera Jai Jai Radha Shringapada Chinha Meghamala Chinha Meghamala Venu Shringapada Chinha Meghamala Vasanta Shashanka Shanka Shanka Karatala Santa Shanka Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutera Govardhana Parvata Yamuna Tera Jai Jai Anjugala Vilase Anukula Jani Lila Vilasa Udipakamani Ase Udipakamani Aisa bacho tata kahi nahi jao Aisa bacho tata Aisa bacho tata kahi nahi jao Aisa bacho tata para na harao Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Bhakti Vinoda kahe suno kana Jai Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutira Govardhana Parvata Jamuna Tira Jai Jai Radha Kunda Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe A vine-covered bower on the banks of Radhakund, Govardhan Hill, the shores of the Yamuna. Kusum Sarovar, Manasa Ganga, the daughter of the Kalinda mountain, Yamuna, with her expansive waves. Vamsivat, Gokul, Dhira Samira, the trees, creepers, and shrubs of Vrindavan. The birds and deer, a cooling breeze from the Malaya hills. Peacocks and bumblebees, pastimes with the Murali flute. The Venu flute, the horn bugle, footprints in the dust of that land, banks of clouds, springtime, the crescent of the moon, the conch and the cartels. I know that all these elements are most favorable to the divine couple's loving exchanges, and thus I consider them udipan, stimuli that invokes remembrance of their playful, amorous pastimes. I will not go anywhere giving up such stimuli, for to abandon them is to give up my very life. Bhaktivinoda says, "Please listen, O Kana, your udipan is my very life and soul." Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. What is it? Page? 390? 398. Oh wow, I don't have that page.
Really?
Yeah.
116. Thanks, brother. Chintamani mai Radha Kunda tata tahe kunja sata sata. Chintamani mai Radha Kunda tata tahe kunja sata sata. Chintamani mai Radha Kunda tata tahe kunja sata sata. Radha Kunda tata Prabhala Vidruma Maya Tarulata Mukta Phale Abhanata. Prabhala Vidruma Maya Tarulata Mukta Phale Abhanata. Chintamani Moy Radha Kunda Tata tahe kunja sata sata. Chintamani moy Radha Kunda tata tahe kunja sata sata. Swananda Sukada Kunja Manohara tahe te kutira sobe. Swananda Sukada Kunja Manohara tahe te kutira sobe. Bosya tataya Gabo Krishna na Bosya tata Gabo Krishna na Kave Krishna dasya lobe. Kave Krishna dasya lobe. Chintamani mai Radha Kunda tata tahe kunja sata sata. Chintamani mai Radha Kunda tahe kunja sata sata. Emona samaya moralia ghana posebe edhasikane. Emona samaya moralia ghana posebe edhasikane. Anande mativo shakala bolivo. Ananda Mativo Sakala Bilivo. Shri Krishna Vamsiragane. Shri Krishna Vamsiragane. Shri Krishna Vamsiragane. Chintamani moy Radha Kunda tata tahe kunja sata sata. Chintamani moy Radha Kunda tata tahe kunja sata sata. Radhe Radhe boli morali dakive Madhya Ishwari nama. Radhe Radhe boli morali dakive Madhya Ishwari nama. Radhe Radhe Suniya chamaki tava edasi. Suniya chamaki tava edasi. Ke Kemone karibe prana. Kemone karibe prana. Chintamani moy Radha Kunda tata. Tahe kunja sata sata. Chintamani moy Radha. Prabala Vijuma Maya Tarulata Mukta Fale Abanata. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Krishna Jaya Radha Kunda Jaya Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Jaya Shama Kunda Jaya Radha Kunda Jaya Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Jaya Shama Nitai Gaur Haribo 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 Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo The banks of Sri Radha Kunda are made of transcendental desire fulfilling gems. Nearby there are hundreds and hundreds of beautiful kunjas. The trees and creepers, which are made of coral, are weighty with an abundance of pearl fruits. A small cottage is beautifully situated within the enchanting grove known as Swananda Sukhada Kunj. Oh, when shall I sit there and sing the holy names of Sri Krishna with the desire to attain his service? At that time, the song of the transcendental flute will enter this maidservant's ear. I shall become overwhelmed in ecstasy and forget everything due to the song of Sri Krishna's flute. Saying Radhe, Radhe, the flute will call the name of my worshipful mistress. Hearing that sound, this maidservant will jump up, startled and astonished, wondering how she shall live. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Shri Radha Kund ki jai. What's next? Okay. Do you know what page? 290. Wow, so good with the pages.
Hey, everything's a mantra.
You want to do it? I can try, but I'll try it. Whatever. Namami Shwaram Sachidananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Yasoda Viloluka Ladhavamanam Paramristamatyan Tato Druta Gopya Rudantam Bhaktim Nicha Yugman Mejantam Karam Byoja Yugmena Sata Swasakampa Chirekanka Kanta Stita Graiva Dhammo Taram Bhakti Bharam Namami Sharam Sachirananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Iti Anda Kunde Swagoshami Mandakya Payantam Tadaishitageshu Bhakti Jitatyam Puna Prematastam Satavita Vande Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Varam Deva Moksham Namoksha Vadimba Nachanyam Rineham Varisarapiha Idam Teva Purnata Gopalabala Sarame Manyasai Astam Kimane Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajaman Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajaman Idam Te Mukam Bojam Avyakta Nile Ritam Kuntalikta Raktascha Gopya Mohshimbitam Bimba Rakta Dharame Manasya Virastam Alam Lakshalavai Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupa Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajamana Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupa Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajamana Namo Deva Dhammo Tadananda Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Chalavdimagnam Kripajisti Vristati Dainam Vatanu Grihani Shamanam Ehyasi Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajaman Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Vrajaman Kuverat Majo Bada Motyaiva Yadvat Payami Chotoi Pajo Kritocha Tata Prema Bhakti Swakam Prayacha Namokshe Grau Mesti Damore Namami Shwaram Sachirananda Rupam Dasakundalam namaste studamne swaradipti dhamne tadiyodarayata vishwasadhamne namo radhikaya tvariya priyaya namo nantalilaya devaya tuya namo radhikaya tvariya priyaya namo radhikaya namo radhikaya tvariya priyaya namo radhikaya tvariya priyaya namo nantalilaya devaya tubhyam namo nantalilaya jaya radha dam dam da jaya radha damodar radha damodar jaya radha damodar jaya radha damodar jaya radhe jaya krishna jaya radhe jaya shri krishna
Radhikaya Todale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tada Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Yam Pravajantam Anapeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taduaha Juhava Putre Tritanmayatayo Obanetush Tang Sarva Bhuta Yadaya Muni Manatosmi Inhaya Parada Lakshai Chiptascha Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripa Maitwam Sharanam Prapadyam Rinde Namaste Charanara Vindam Tavevasmi Najivamitam bina iti vigaya radhe tam nayanam chanantike angashamalim chata birabito mandi kritendi varam chadyam jagurarochitam viradatam patam parasya shriya Rindaranya nivasinam hirilasatam abhiramodaram Radha skanda niveshito jalam Dhyaim tamodaram Dhyaim tamodaram. First of all, I offer my heartfelt obeisances unto my beloved Holy Master, Nityala Vishnu Pada Sot Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, to Nityala Vishnu Pada Sot Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj, and our entire Rupanuga Guru Varga. So, where are we? We were at Taliban? Okay. So we got to take the bus. We spent our time at Sevakunj today, right? Oh yeah, Madhavan. We're in Madhavan. Now we're getting on the bus, going to Taliban. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Here we are at Taliban. Offer obeisances to Baladev here. And there's a beautiful Kund. Lots of turtles in there too. So, this forest is about 6 miles south of Mathura and 2.5 miles southwest of Madhuvan. It was once a very enchanting forest full of tall trees. But cruel Kamsa had a servant named Denakasura. And he had him guard this forest so that no one else would get these amazing fruits except for him. So, and his family. One day, while Krishna and Baladev were out together cow herding with all their friends, they also had a demon. They had a hunger demon. They were very hungry, and the boys thought, oh, let's get some of those nice tall fruits. They were ravenous. They implored Krishna and Baladev to protect them from this demon of hunger and said that they could smell sweet, ripe tall fruits coming from nearby. So Krishna and Baladev led them to this forest. They got there, and then Baladev, he shook one of the trees, and the fruit thudded to the ground. The cowherd boys jumped up and down in joy. They were so hungry. Hearing the sound of the falling fruits, Denakasura and his followers attacked Krishna and Baladev with great force. It's a very beautiful painting of this, done by someone we know, right? Denakasura was kicking them with their hind legs. Without strain or elephant, Baladev Prabhu caught the hind legs of the valiant Denakasura, whirled him around in the sky, and threw him on the top of a large palm tree. And then it became like a domino effect. That tree hit the next tree, and they all came falling down. The demon passed stool and urine and then died. Krishna started killing Denakasura's donkey followers, and soon their urine, stool, and blood contaminated the entire forest. All the palm trees fell on each other and were destroyed. Later, when Taliban was again clean, the Sakas and everyone else could easily go there. So, Srila Gurudev gives some very important teachings from this pastime of killing Denakasura, that first I'll read. Shri Baladev Prabhu is Akhanda Guru Tattva, the complete and undivided principle of Guru. In other words, he is that personality from whom all other bona fide spiritual masters manifest. It is only by the mercy of the spiritual master that a sadhak can protect his heart from ignorance. A genuine guru alone can remove all types of ignorance from the heart of a sincere disciple and infuse it with devotion to Krishna. So Dhanakasura is the personification of ignorance. Realization of the truth about Krishna, the science of devotional service to him, and the nature of the illusory energy is only possible by the mercy of Baladev Prabhu. Only then will bhaktas for Krishna become strong and fixed. So, Dhanakasura, being a donkey, it's described that donkeys are not very intelligent because when they carry a lot of stuff, they work really hard with loads and loads of stuff on them. And they are always lusty, that even if the donkey that they're going after kicks them with their hind legs, still they'll keep chasing them to meet with them. And that a donkey will be in the pasture, and when there's lots and lots of grass, then he'll eat, and then he thinks that he's never full. Right? When there's no grass, he thinks he's so full and that he ate everything. And when there's lots of, and he becomes fat. And when there's lots of grass, he thinks that he never ate because there's so much grass. Then he gets skinny. And there was one more thing. Oh, the lusty. Oh yeah, his worker will to work hard like an ass with a big load on him. Then the owner will put a carrot, and then he'll think, oh, that I'm working so hard for this carrot that's hanging in front of me. But then he'll keep working, but he actually never even gets the carrot. Because he has to keep working. Oh yeah, that's what it is, because it's hung in front of him. Yeah. It's hung 2 inches in front of him. So, yes, so this Dhanakasura, again, is the personification of an arta of ignorance, and we need the mercy of Shri Guru to get out of ignorance. So this is also Balabhadra Kund that we took Akshman from. And there's a beautiful deity of Baladev there. Is that Baladev and Krishna? Yeah. Baladev's bigger. His older brother. And yeah. Shri Talavan Ki Jai. And there's a lecture here about Radha Kund if you want to read it. A lecture about what? Radha Kund if you want to read it. It's kind of long. Kumudan?
So we were just in Talavan, and now, if we're on the parikrama in Vrindavan, where the devotees are now physically, then this would be hours to get from one place to another on the dusty, stone-clad roads, old buses. But we're able to go by much quicker means. So now we've just come 2 miles west of Talavan, and that is Kumudavan. We just came by, how did we come? Tinkerbell Dust. And so we came pretty quickly. So now we want to roll in the dust here because this is also one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan. The Kund here, there's a Kund. You want to do the slides? The Kunda here is called both Kumudini Kund and Vihar Kund, because we don't have a picture here of the Kunj. The Kund. While herding the cows, Sri Krishna, Sri Balaram, and the cowherd boys wandered through this delightful place. Krishna himself sported in the Kund with the cowherd boys, and with sweet words he would summon the cows on the bank of the pond by exclaiming, "Tiri, tiri." Do you know? Remember what that means? Come here and drink water. Good. And then chun chun. Now that you're here, drink the water. The boys decorated each other with garlands made of kumudini flowers. Kumudini is another kind of a lotus. Some of the lotuses grow at night, some of the day. The boys decorated each other with garlands made of kumudini flowers. Sometimes Krishna hid from them, and unseen by them, he sported in the water here with Srimati Radhika, Lalita, and the other Sakis. There is currently a deity of Sri Kapiladev. He's the incarnation of Krishna who appeared way back in Satyayuga. And this deity is on the bank of the Kunda. Krishna worshipped Swayam Bhagavan's, Lord Kapila worshipped Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna at this place. So did we arrive at the Kund yet? Can you let me know? From here, the pilgrimage of Braj proceeds to Bahulavan via Santanu Kund. In the neighborhood are picturesque pastime places such as Ompar, but we don't know what any of them look like, Manako Nagara, and others. One of them is Datiya, where we're walking to now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. According to the Padma Purana, Nanda Maharaj and all the Brajbasis, including Krishna's beloved gopis, went to Kurukshetra at the time of the solar eclipse to meet Krishna, and he repeatedly assured them, "I shall soon return to Braj." And then he sent them back to Braj, although the gopis and gopas did return with Nanda Baba. Instead of going back to Gokula, they waited for Krishna near this place where we are now, called Datiya, since he promised to come back after killing a couple of more demons. So this Datiya is a village on the other side of the Jamuna. The village in which they stayed while waiting for Krishna is called Maghera. After Krishna killed Sisupal, so that's when he went back. He went to the vicinity of Mathura because there was another demon who was very close to Sisupal. And Dantavakra went there to fight with Krishna there. So after Krishna killed Dantavakra, he went to this place called Datiya. And there he met with his parents and other Brijabasis. Because Dantavakra was killed at this spot, the place is called Datiya, which is the shortened version of Dantavakra Ha. Ha means killer of Dantavakra. Then there's another place right nearby within the forest of Kamudvan. The current name is Sakatikar or Chatikar. It is on the Delhi-Mathura highway, about 4 miles from Mathura. Concerned by the violence of the demons in Gokul, Nanda Baba came to Satikar with all the Brijabasis. They established a place to live here. Oh, thank you. Haridas just showed me that I forgot to ask you to bow down at Datiya, because we're already at the next place. So let's roll in the dust here, where Krishna actually met the Brijabasis after killing Dantavakra. So that's strange because Krishna is already in Dwarka and he's living there as the prince. And that's where he killed all the demons there, like Shishupal, Dantavakra. So back in Gokul, there's also demons. So this is where he came. They established a place to live here by arranging. Now I see that it wasn't at the same time. This is way back when Krishna was very young. Concerned by the violence of the demons at that time, because the Kamsa wouldn't have sent any demons if it wasn't to kill Krishna. And when he went to Dwarka, Kamsa was already killed. So Nanda Baba came here with all the Brijabasis. They established a place to live here by arranging their hundreds and thousands of bullock carts to make a wall around this village. It's in the shape of a crescent moon, not a full moon, but the way they made their carts is like a crescent moon. And this place became known as Shatikar because, remember Shakatasura? And then Krishna killed him as a little baby by kicking the cart above him. So this is the place of all the bullock carts, making the protective wall. Sri Krishna and Balaram would go from here to Vrindavan and other nearby places to graze the calves and cows. Again, when you picture something, you can remember it more easily. Also in this place of Sakatisara, Krishna performed his Rasa Leela here and other Braj pastimes while living here. So how is that? Because they went there when Krishna was very young, but he could always come back here because millions of Rasa Leelas go on. Just a few of them are discussed in the scriptures, but there's millions, or unlimited Rasa Leelas. And Gurudev once said that here on earth there are several volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam, but on the heavenly planets there are hundreds, thousands of volumes. So it's all quite inconceivable. So at that time, Vrindavan was not a prosperous city, but a rural area ornamented with many groves, creepers, and attractive forests. And yet Nanda Maharaj had a palace and his grounds. And now you have Garud Govinda. Now we're just going to walk because it's very near to Sakati Kara, and that is Garud Govinda. One day, let's first offer obeisances, and actually we can go and see the deities of Sridham dressed as Garuda and Krishna, Govinda. So one day, while grazing the cows, Krishna was absorbed in playing here with the Sakas. In their play, Krishna made Sridham Saka assume the role of Garuda, and he climbed on Garuda's back, acting as if he's Lord Narayan. He mounted his back, and even today, one can take darshan of Govinda and Sridham in the role of Garuda. This location is also the place of another important pastime, which is connected with Lord Ram's pastimes. You know, when it was during the war against Ravana, there were some serpents who bound Lord Ram because Meghanath, who is the brother of Ravana, shot the serpents out of his bow, and they bound up Lord Ram, and he was lying down being all bound up. So hearing of this from Devarshi Narada, because only Garuda could get rid of those serpents. We read about that the other day. Garuda came to the rescue. As soon as the serpents so much as saw Garuda, they immediately fled. This incident left Garuda doubtful that he's supposed to be God and he couldn't release them, and I just looked at them, they looked at me and they fled. So how can I be really sure that Ramchandra is God? Then, just to show that it doesn't matter what kind of body one has, he was told, I forget whether it was by Brahma or Narada, to take the association of Mahatma Kakabhusundi, who was actually a vulture. And Garuda is a higher bird than the vulture. Because Kakabhusundi actually had the darshan of Krishna during Krishna's pastimes. And he preached to Garuda, and his delusion was removed. At that time, Krishna climbed on Garuda's wait. Krishna climbed upon his back and assured him that he was indeed the Supreme Lord. Garuda Govinda is the place where Garuda had darshan of Govinda. All right, so it seems like there's a few things happening. Here Krishna was playing with his friends, and he decided to make Sridham into Garuda, and he jumped on his back and they were playing around. He was pretending he was Narayan. So the time that Garuda had darshan of Kakabhushundi, actually he's been around since the beginning of time practically. Kakabhushundi was a witness. Remember King Indradumna? And this is at the beginning of creation, and he manifested Lord Jagannath. But to do that, it took like millions of years, because he went up to see Lord Brahma, and then when he came down, because his time is so different, the temple that he had erected for Lord Jagannath in preparation was covered over by sand, and a new king came and he fixed up the temple, and then he claimed that he was the ruler of the temple. But Kakabhushundi, who was there then, he said, no, this is the king. And so he was the evidence. Can you stand up, please? So very, very old bird. At that time, Krishna climbed up on the real Garuda's back and assured him that he was indeed the Supreme Lord. Yes. And then one other place. Oh wait, how many places are we going to today? Oh, this is it. Well, let's read this next one, because it's about Radhika. So now we just arrived in a hop, skip, and jump to Gandeswari. And let's offer our obeisances here, rolling in the dust. Gurudev said, don't think this is ordinary dust that will get you dirty, but this dust will purify you from millions of births of sins. The present name of this village is Ganeshwara Gaon. Krishna and the coward boys would smear aromatic. So ganda, like you offer the ganda in your arti and your worship of the deities. So the ganda, very aromatic substances. They would smear these substances on their bodies. And then, while grazing the cows, and Krishna became intoxicated by the fragrance emanating from the body of Srimati Radhika, who was hiding nearby with her girlfriends. Seeing her, the flute slipped from his hands. The peacock feather crown fell from his head. And where did it fall? Onto her lotus feet. And he fainted. So this place is called Gandeshwari. Ishwari means controller. She's the controller of Ganda, or aroma. Srimati Radhika is also called Gandharva. To this day, Gandharva Kund, so named after her, continues to celebrate the triumphant, amorous pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Putana was killed just right around here also. and Santanu, Maharaj Santanu, who is the husband of Ganga and the father of Bhishma. His kund is also here. You have that. So this is Santanu Kund, and we're going up this long ramp and up the hill, and we are taking Achman of the Kund here, and then swimming around a little bit, coming out and drying off. Then there's even a deity here called Santanu Bihariji, who is right here. When Santanu Maharaj met Ganga, he fell in love with her and wanted to marry her. So she said, yes, okay, but if you ever question what I do, then I'm going to leave you right away. Well, you know how a man is in lust. There'll never be any problem in our relationship. So every time they got a baby, she would take the baby and carry the baby to the Ganga and throw him in. And he didn't want to lose her, so he never said a word. And finally he couldn't take it when Bhishma came. So he stopped her, and so she left him. So he was there to raise Bhishma. Then later on, he was attracted to another girl named Satyavati. And her father said, my daughter can only marry you, Santanu Maharaj, if her son becomes the next king. So he said, yeah, no problem. But he already had a son, who was the eldest son, so he would become the next king. So Bhishma knew about this. And he said, so I'll take a vow that I'll never be married. I'll remain brahmachari. And although Santanu Maharaj was unhappy about that, because he was so attached to Satyavati, who's also called Matsya Gandha, which means that because she was found by a fisherman, she came out of a fish, she smelled like a fish, but she was very beautiful. She was living in the house of a fisherman across the Jamuna, opposite Mathura. And how did that go? Maharaj Santanu refused this proposal that her son would be the next king. But then Bhishma insisted. And so that's what happened, and that became the part of the cause of the ruination of their kingdom. And the bad guys taking over like Duryodhana and others, because his sons from her weren't valiant like Bhishma. So I guess that's the end of women who desire a child. They'll bathe in this Santanu Kund. And so why is Krishna called Santanu Bihari in this deity? Because he was the deity of Santanu Maharaj. So that is Kamudavan. We went to Ditya. We went to Sakati Kara. We went to Santanu Kund. We hurriedly passed by Kechari Gaon. Kechari means witch, who can fly in a broomstick. So she was killed here.
Does that mean
since Santanu Maharaj was worshipping Krishna, but Krishna would have appeared around the same time because he's the similar age to Arjun, who's the grandson of Bhishma. So does that mean that he was worshipping like a deity from a previous yuga?
Oh, a deity from a previous yuga. You know, I can't answer that. Because Krishna wouldn't have been a deity yet? You mean?
Yeah.
That's right. I can't answer that. Let me just reread, make sure I read it right. In the middle of Santanu Kund is a raised hill. This is the temple of Santanu's worshipful deity, Santanu Bihari. I actually can't answer that. And Madhav Maharaj is not going to answer it either, right now in the middle of parikrama. So if you jot it down, we can ask him everything at the end. That's a very good question. Any other questions? So this is a big place of grazing cows, chun chun. Chun chun means drink. Tiri tiri, come to the river. And we learned another one this morning. Diri diri, let's go slow. And there was one other. Hio, hio, come on. Okay, so are we going to anywhere else? The only thing Yeah, it's too late for us. But Bahulashtami is the day that Krishna went from grazing the calves to grazing the calf. What is Bahulashtami? Oh, Bahulashtami is the appearance day of Radha Kund. So does that mean? Well, let's see it. No, let's read it. I know, but at least a couple of sentences. Okay. Where does it start? Oh, it's just. Where does it start? Oh, the whole story. Oh. All right, so what she's saying is, this is the day that Radha Kund appeared. And so the whole history is there of Krishna doing, to atone from his offense of killing the bull. So that history, that long history, we'll be hearing about when we go to Radha Kund in a few days. And this is just the day that it happened. Okay. All right. So, Rajmandala ki jai, Kamudavana ki jai, Talavana ki jai, Goa Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaur Premanandi, Vanchakopatrivascha, Kripa Sindhubhyevacha, Patijanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnava. Are we behind at all? Manasarovar, and where else? Tomorrow we're going to Akruragat and Mansarovara. Bhatro, the place where the Brahmani ladies brought a big feast to Krishna and Balaram. Any other place? And after that we'll move to Govardhan. And on the way there's a couple of places as well. Paitagram, where Krishna pulled in his arms and became forearms and became Narayan. And one other place, Chandra Sarovara, where Krishna performed one of his Rasa Leelas. And the moon was so ecstatic, the moon god was so ecstatic in watching that he forgot to move. So therefore this Rasa Leela lasted a day of Brahma or so. Okay, so we'll go to many exciting places tomorrow. What happens now? Can you turn the camera? Can you turn the camera? Srila Sridhar Maharaj's day also. Okay.